just talk a little bit about my guest today, Samuel. Samuel. He lives in Jerusalem. He is a student teacher of the Torah, the Bible. And as I was saying, he came to the conclusion that the earth is flat not long ago. And I want to hear his story along with he's been talking about flat earth in the Bible in his channel. And I'm pretty curious to know if he has any people in Jerusalem who are now becoming flat earth. So he's in the house. How are you, Samuel? How are you doing, brother?
Good, good. How are you? Do you hear me? Everything
I can
okay?
hear pretty good and well. Thank you so much for being here. I understand for you it's like 2 a.m. Is that right?
It's 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Quite early, brother. So I was just talking about you. First of all, Samuel, I want to know how did you realize that Earth is flat? When did you first hear about it? And what was your first reaction to it? How was your progress into this great awakening?
So check it out. That was very easy. It was about the moon landing. When people told me that we never went to the moon, I couldn't believe it. It was like too big for me to to swallow. But the thing that just like made me realize it was true, it was in fact that lunar lander, you know, that didn't have any crater behind it, under it, and there was no dust on the on the pads of the lunar lander. Then I knew it was fake. It wasn't possible. That's the turning point. The turning point. And then I got so mad that I got fooled. So I went into it. I said, "Well, okay, let's go. Let's check it out. Like, why the lie and all that." And then it's a great experience until now. It's a very exceptional experience to wake up and to realize how stupid you are, because that's the turning point when you start to get smart. that's uh,
Exactly.
that's the
I was
thing.
in shock. I was in shock, totally in shock. I was a big NASA fan. I had visited NASA 2 times in my lifetime in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. And I had a lot of NASA memorabilia. I had DVDs, movies, everything you can think of. First time I heard the moon landing was fake, I was 35. I got angry at the person who said that. I was like, how could you don't know anything? I was there. I saw NASA. I saw the astronauts outfit and everything. And now, if I could ever find that person again, I would like to apologize because he was right and I was wrong. So, and now I want to know, a couple years ago, Samuel, I had a rabbi, I guess that's how you say, from Jerusalem, asking me questions about flight path. He was like studying flat Earth, and I communicated with him for a while, but he was sending me messages like 3, 4 times a day, and I told him, I want to answer all your questions, but go slow because I have a business here and I take care of the business. And then I think he got mad. He never wrote me back. But I want to know your friends there. What do they think you're crazy? What are the reactions?
So check it out. In Israel, it's a country composed of so many different people with so many different opinions. There is a saying that says that two Jews, three opinions.
That's interesting.
so, so, it's we have the same problem in Israel. Israel is not special, in that field. We have on one side small guys, small people. I'm talking about the Jewish, religious community. So you have small rabbis, like neighborhood rabbis that are straight people, and they admit, they see that of course the earth is flat. Everything says it. The entire Torah just like just shouts it, and there is no single nothing that says that it's a globe. Even the word globe does not exist in the Torah. So the thing is that at a low level, you have a lot of people waking up. At a higher level, you have rabbis that are tied with the government, and they have like interests, so they don't want to get involved into like what they still see as conspiracy theories. So they'd rather not talk about it, not discuss it, and keep on, uh, working the way they do for like 2,000 years, and they don't want to just like change anything. But you have to understand something also about the rabbis is that these people are in fact guardians of the Torah. They're not here to make you understand things. They're here just to keep things intact. That means that they managed for thousands of years, like at least 2,000 years, to keep our books unaltered, perfectly, exactly the same. There's no changes with the time where Moses wrote those books until now. So that's very important, and this actually is their role. They're not built to like fight and understand things in depth, because at that point it will mean to break everything around, which they're not formed for. They're formed for keeping things intact. You understand? So as an
Uh,
investigator, I have to break things in order to check things out. But as a security guard, as a guardian, I could not do that. You understand? So that's the turning point in Israel. Now we have to start understanding our books, I believe, and for that we have to break a lot of customs that we had so far in order for us to come back, into our land. But that's now another story. I'm not going to develop this. But in Israel, you have a small group of people very dedicated, for flat, for exposing the fact that the Earth is flat, and people are more or less open to that. But still, it's still, I would say, like maybe like 5% of the population will be like willing to hear about it and will accept it. But for now, most people are like, they're busy with their lives, with their problems home, with money and everything. So they don't have time and energy to spend into this, because it costs money. You must know it. It costs time, it costs money, it costs energy, it costs a lot to fight for the truth. And thank God, this is I like it, but it's not given to everybody to do this. You need time.
yes, it takes a toll, brother. It takes a toll. Some people just told me like I got sick a 4 years ago, and some people say maybe because you're trying to do too much, you're trying to change people's perception, and in fact, there is truth in it because I think about it like every day. How what a change this world would make if everybody realized the truth of the flat earth. Well, that would change everything. And people are blind. They're so blind. They're going towards the abyss, to an abyss, and all because of this heliocentric lie, and they can't see. I'm passionate about the flat earth. I'm so passionate, man, and every day I'm more and more passionate. And I don't know if you know, I'm originally from Brazil. I live in Japan. I'm married to a Japanese woman. We've been married for 27 years. Okay, we have two daughters. I spent like almost 20 years in the US. I went to school there. And right now, even with all this backlash, no, like not backlash, I mean, censorship from Google, from YouTube, all the celebrities attacking flat earth, we are still growing. you know we are still growing, Samuel. I was really happy this week. I've just heard from a Brazilian civil engineer. She came out as a flat earther, and she told everybody, I'm going to tell everybody, all people in my field, my students. She is a teacher at a university, and you can see the passion in her face, like just like I had a video couple of weeks ago of a PhD in geophysics. You can see the glow in his face, like the happiness when he said, "Yes, I'm a flat earther." I mean, this thing motivates me a lot. And when I start looking at your videos, I know when the first video were like still like showing some, maybe it is, maybe it's not, and then I saw your progress as well. And I don't know about you, but this is my situation.
I tell you something. Actually, in on the internet, when you're talking about like censorship, or you have all these kinds of like fake intellectual professors there. I think, but that Professor Dave that disgrace there, and I challenge them because I have a little more aggressive approach about flat Earth. I've seen a little bit the world of the flat earthers, and I see on one side a very a strong desire to fight for the truth, but mostly what I've seen is like they're on the defense mode. They're not on attack mode. What I would like to do is to go through attack mode, like to ramming speed, and because these people, you have to understand something that lie about not only that lie about the earth and science, but they invested centuries and trillions of gold and money in order to do this. So these people are like high criminals. It's a crime against mankind what they're doing. And at one point, these people will have to be judged because this is very serious. This is not just like lying about something. It is about like deviating the entire mankind into like into darkness. So this is a very serious crime. Those are criminals, and I think we never have to forget this. It's not. It's a fight for much more than the knowing the shape of the earth. So what I like to do is like more like running into them and just like attacking them, and it works because I tell you something. When I have comments, like stupid comments on this, global, trolls there. So I just take the time to, with harsh words, to, destroy them, to show them that, we can fight. So, because these people make fun and they insult. So, no problem. I can make fun also and insult. There's no problem. I'm a street guy. But the thing is that I believe that at that point now, we should maybe show more aggressiveness, like smart aggressiveness, not like just just to show them that they are the ones that are stupid. They're the ones that they have to be laughed at, and they're the ones that are somehow criminals. So we have to expose them for what they are. This is very important. What's going on here? That the flat Earth thing is huge, and when I realized this, was like a year ago. I decided to spend everything I have and what I don't have to, to fight into to get into that fight. So well, that's our nature. This is what uh, according to our people, this is what our forefathers did. People like Abraham, like Moses, those guys, they gave up everything and they fought the most powerful people on earth, and they fought them to the end and they won. So we still should have those sparks from them, inside all of us. So that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I just want to say something. I heard from a professor in Brazil this week, and he made a point really important. A lot of people they have an attachment to the globe because they were born into it. It's like a religion. Like and in Brazil, it's like soccer. Soccer in Brazil is like a religion. You're born on a soccer. You root for the soccer team, and you want that team to win. Doesn't matter if it's a fair game or not. You want that team to win. So Globers today, they don't care about the truth. They just want to lie and make their team win. That's what they want because it's more like a religious feelings towards the globe more than a reason. They don't reason. It's just they have this emotional attachment and they don't care about lying. Like this week, Sisha, I'm from Brazil, okay? And I'm tired of hearing these people saying that the stars in the north rotate one way from east to west, and in the south, the opposite way. Now, we have the Atlantic on one side, the whole Atlantic coast of Brazil, and we have the Pacific on the other side, Chile. So all the stars, the sun, the moon, they rise in the east and they set in the west. Everywhere from North America down to the tip of South America. They all run from one side. But they keep saying this, daily, daily. I heard that yesterday. I mean, I don't understand.
So let me just tell you something like with a little allusion to the Torah. In the Torah, it is forbidden for people to speak to the dead people. There are people like that can speak to the dead. It's
Yeah,
usually
yeah, yeah.
forbidden.
Necromancy, right?
Yeah,
Necromancy.
necromancy. Now, behind that law, there is another way to understand this, and this is that way. I show you. You know, when you see a dead body, so the flesh is hard, okay? It's cold, and the body doesn't move. So you can apply this as an allusion to real people, to cold people, hard people that don't understand nothing. So at that point, they can be considered as dead people. That means that what I want to tell you is that we should not try to convince the whole world about flat Earth, but only the ones that deserve it. Only an elite of people that deserve it. Because if we can, manage to have the right amount of people, intelligent people, then we can convince the entire world. But if you try to speak to like dead people, brain dead, you're just going to lose your energy, and then you're going to take some upon you some. It's going to be hard on you, like according to the health and everything. So just don't fight it. Just seek people that are intelligent, that have that are good people, and those are the people we have to wake up, not the dead ones. The other ones are dead. Maybe God will be able to wake them up, but that's not my point. I don't want to convince everybody. I just want to fight for the truth, but to bring forward the best of mankind, the only ones that are still human, that still have a reason. Because I tell you something, someone that refuses the truth after you prove that truth to him. So what kind of a man it is? He's not a man anymore. He's like, to become a man, you have like there is like conditions to be a man. You can lose your humanity the way you can keep it. And today, lots of people that refuse the truth and fight against the truth, somehow that you can look at them like as they lost their common sense and their what makes us human actually, because it is it is so 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 stupid that it makes you look at them like they're not humans. They're not. There are no reason. They're dead. For me, it's like I look at them like at dead people. They might wake up at one point, but I wouldn't fight for them. And just fight for those that want to understand, that still have like some worth into them. So I'm a little
Yeah,
hard, on this. I know, but the problem that we have is a hard problem. It's a deep problem, and we are also under attack. And I believe again we have to be a little more like you know aggressive, on that fight. And it's
yeah,
easy, very easy, because those people have nothing in front of you. You have nothing. You have no. Our enemies are worms. They're nothing. Believe me. They're only strong because they have money, and that they have like and they're only strong with weak people, not with strong ones. You understand? Just like a pedophile is strong with a child. You understand? It's the same mentality. They make us children. They make us stupid in order to rape us. And a lot of times, there are women that fall in love with their rapists. There's a syndrome like this.
yeah. That's right.
You understand?
Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome.
Yes, exactly. The same thing that what you see now today is the same thing. It's like abuse people, rape people. Like their mind is being raped, and they confuse rape with love, and this is what happens. It's a syndrome. Lies is like a disease. It's not. It's a disease. It's like a poison for the mind. So it's deep stuff.
It is. It is. And I totally agree with you. Like sometimes I say to some of my friends here who are in that I don't no longer watch many of those debates because I'm tired of seeing the same guys. I think I just as say we have to spend our energy with people who want to hear, you know, and not with people who you've been there debating these guys for 5 years and it's always the same guy,
No,
you
no,
know.
no. Of
They don't
course.
want to hear, you know. And I really enjoyed seeing this civil engineer coming out as a flat earther this week in Brazil, and she was so full of energy and said, "These are the people that we have to spend our energy with, people who want to hear and maybe have an intelligent conversation, you know, not a liar who is going to everything you say is it's a lie. Like the stars, like I'm from South America, I know the stars rise from the east and sets in the west, and the guy is telling me that they rotate to the opposite side, like what are you gonna do, I don't want to waste time with these people.
You can see it, as if you had like a seed. If you want to plant a seed, you cannot just expect the seed uh, uh, to bloom, to flourish. If you send it into the on the rock, you have to put it in the right place at the right time. Same thing, it's what you have is precious. You have an understanding of the earth. You have an understanding of the truth. This is not to be wasted. It has to be planted where it's going to grow, not where it's going to die. You understand? So that's a different approach I have from this. I saw the number of fake Facebook pages and groups and YouTube channels that pretend to be like flat earthers and for flat earthers, and it's all stage. It's all fake. As soon as you get there, you have like a 1,000 people coming and just like making fun of you. So
Yeah,
at that point, it's like it's not worth it to spend your energy and everything to try to fight all these these zombies. The thing is that we have to fight for the true people, for the people that deserve to uh, to be given the truth. Because again, the truth is not something easy to live with. It comes with a responsibility. Check it out. If I knew that the earth was flat and I didn't do nothing, so how can I live with it? I can't. I cannot just find like a secret or a diamond and just not share it. I don't know. That's me. I don't know. So when you know something, you have to fight for it. It's too important. So it's not worth it to go
yes.
and waste time with like zombies. Don't waste time with zombies.
Yes, I think there's a passage in the Bible, Ezekiel 33, that you have to blow the trumpet, right, and let people know. Like it's like when we just had an earthquake last week here, and they sound the alarm here. Like they give us a few seconds sometimes to get out of the building, and that's what we have to do. Warn people. And that's our job. If they want to stay in the building, it's up to them. But our mission is to warn people. Okay, and we are saying if they are lying to you, Earth is flat. There's no globe. Nobody went to the moon. If they want to keep believing this stuff and fighting for that, that's going to be their responsibility. But
Yes,
definitely, I don't want to spend time and energy with people who don't want to hear. You know.
of course.
Okay, I want to ask you a couple questions. If you have anything to present, it's pretty easy. It's about the Torah and the flat Earth. Like I know there are many words like rakia, and I'm not fluent, in any of those languages. So if you want to break down, if you have something on this, because people say, "Oh no," like you won't believe the new versions of the Bible in Portuguese. They have the word globe there, and they say, stop doing that. We have to go back and
So
buy Bibles made in the 70s or 60s because that's have the firmament there. The new Bibles all like globe. So if you want to elaborate on that,
I shall tell you something. If you want to understand a book, you have to understand it and read it in its original language. because if you have translations, of course you're going to lose, the meanings of the original writings. So if I was a Christian and I wanted to read the New Testament, I would read it in Greek, not in Spanish or not in in Japanese. I will read it in the original language where it was the purest. So in Hebrew, you have the Hebrew language, and the thing is that uh, so you have a language made out of words, okay? Because a tree is a certain word, a sun is another word. But the thing is that that language also uses of lots of subtleties, uh, linguistic subtleties, and grammatical subtleties, and allusions and allegories. Why? Because it's a book that's not an history book. It's a book that can explain you through a story that happened actually, with people in the past. It can explain you many different things at many different levels. You understand? So I'll give you an example. Um, what example can I give you? Uh, okay, for example, at at one point, you see that Moses comes out. We don't know where it comes out from, but he comes out and he sees a prince, an Egyptian prince that hurts like a Hebrew person. So
Slave, right? Slave.
yeah, it's not really a slave in Hebrew. It's like more like a noble Hebrew person. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. At one point, he sees that and he kills that Egyptian, and he puts him in the sand, and that's the story. But when we analyze that story, we understand with all the anomalies that's in the text. We understand at the end that in fact the king of the Egyptian prince that he sees actually is nothing but himself, and that actually the text wants to tell you that what happened is that he went out of his body of himself and he saw who he became and what he was doing. And it is very hard for people that don't understand Hebrew to understand this, because at that point we know that Moses was the king of Egypt. So the Egyptian that he killed was the Egyptian that Pharaoh tried to make out of him, at that time. And he realized at one point who he had become, what happened to him, and the evil that he started to to become, and then he decided to give up everything. And that's the story of actually the Pharaoh's deputy that's going to by himself is going to take himself out of Egypt, leave everything, and become slowly God's deputy. So it's a very deep story. That means that when you analyze the text in Hebrew, you can read the stories with eyes of adult eyes, not like children, all the time looking at the text the way it is, because uh, this is what you have to understand. If you read the Torah the way it is, it just brings down the Torah to a book we don't need. What do I care? What do I care about like an arch full of animals 4,000 years ago? On the water. It's a nice story, but what do I care about this? I have problems in my house with the bank, with this. I don't have time for this. Even the Greeks have mythology. But when you analyze the Torah and you focus into the words and you analyze the text, you realize that has nothing to do with the image that you had in the beginning. So that's what I want to do to tell you, is that in Hebrew, when you read Hebrew, you have first of all the literal text, so it gives you an idea of what it is about, and then you have a different approach where the text is made out of allegories, out of anomalies like mistakes. Sometimes there's letters missing, letters being added up, a word missing. Like I told you, the first word of the Torah is not in the beginning. It's in the beginning of. Bereshit in Hebrew is in the beginning of, not in the beginning. So now you have a problem because what does it mean? In the beginning of God created the earth, the skies and the earth. Of what? You understand? So right away it makes you think. It's a warning to tell you again, do not read the Torah literally because you won't understand nothing or you understand like stupid things. So it's a book made with a sharp, very sharp language in order to sharpen your mind and to teach you how to see things between things and not to be fooled by what appears to be. Just go into the text. It's like sitting on the seashore. You can look at the sea and you can see, okay, I see the sea and I know the sea. But come on and dive in. You go see it's different. Had nothing to do with what you see. You understand? It's exactly the same thing. So it's very very hard to be able to understand the Torah if you don't read Hebrew and if you don't take the time to read it slowly to see you know how it explains things from between the lines. So it's very 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 hard. So I made
Well,
this my wait, yes.
takes a lifetime to study. Like you still study. You teach and you study at the same time. You know.
That's it. I never studied the Torah for flat Earth. I had another objective in my research for like the past 12 15 years, where I investigated on the lost tribes, and actually we found out that the lost tribes resides among the gypsy people in the world. So we've been progressing a lot on this, and this is what my research was focused on. But the flat Earth is just as important, and now I'm also investigating that side. But flat Earth, everything says it's flat. Everything says it's flat. It's you can see the videos I made. Like you have points after points. It's like out of just logic. You know, it cannot be a globe. And also now I just found in Israel a guy that did what I did, but in the oral Torah, which is more complicated because it's in Aramaic, it's a different language. And he also found all the rabbis, the scholars, Jewish scholars, that all say the same, that the earth is flat. And even the Zohar, that at one point says that the earth is a globe, there are big scholars that says that in the Zohar were inserted phrases and texts that are not from the Zohar. You have the Ratam Sofer, you don't know, but it's a very, very big figure in Israel. You have also the Ben Ishai. Those are big, big, Jewish scholars that tell you the Zohar uh, 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 had some phrases inserted into it. And it's normal because the Zohar popped up from I don't know where, like 900 years ago. So it's possible that of course, it's a book of truth, but it's very possible and very easy to insert something into a book that disappeared from from Israel and then suddenly popped up. So we have to be careful.
Yeah, I totally understand because here in Japan, the Jesuits, they changed it. They inserted the word globe into the kanjis. They created one. There was
Of
no
course,
word for globe in kanji, for the Chinese, for the Japanese, and they inserted. But one thing that I think it's very memorable, the Shinto people here in Japan, they refuse to change their text, and they still have the word flat Earth there. They did not adopt the kanji for globe. They have the kanji for flat earth still up to today. So that says a lot. That
of
says a
course.
lot.
Yeah, but this is our generation. We're not going to buy their lies. But think about the new generation, the kids today. 15 years old, like 25 years old. He doesn't have time to check things out, and he's going to just swallow this. They have time. These people, they can lie to you. If it doesn't, the lie doesn't catch with you, it will catch on with your son or with the son of your son, and it'll go through. So that's the problem is that we are not the last generation, but maybe one of the last ones that can still make the difference between lies and truth. But After that, I don't know if those kids are going to be able to fight at that level. I don't know.
Yeah. So
That's something.
guys, you that are listening to the show right now, it's very important for us to teach our children and to let them be able to distinguish the lie and the truth and see by themselves the earth is flat. And it's very important, man, because the pressure out from the world, man, it's like some people, like my daughter. And my daughter, she just graduated high school, and she was under so much pressure at school, because of this science, and the monkey man and evolution, all that stuff. And I told her, well, just take the test, answer the answers they want you to write, but just don't believe any of that stuff.
That's terrible. I know. That's terrible. The, the,
Yeah,
the thing is that also the main problem I see that the flat earthers have all over the world is not about proving that the earth is flat. They know that they've done an amazing job about this. Amazing, amazing. But the thing is that when they get to that question of why, and this is when you're going to need the Torah. This is when you're going to need the original scriptures, because then you're going to realize why people do this. Who are they? What is their motivation? Because mostly they're going to tell you, flat earthers are going to tell you, oh, it's for controlling or making money. Those people, they print the money. They don't need money. They don't
yeah,
need to control. They already control you. So you have to understand that there is a logic that's above most people's logic, because these people that we have in front of us, they're not they don't think like you and I. They're very very degenerate and evil people, and they have objectives that you cannot understand fully if you do not have a basic approach of what's written in the Torah. And why the Torah and not the other books? Because the Torah, first of all, was written in the original language, and I insist on this, because in the beginning he said, oh, what was the first language of mankind? Maybe it's Chinese. Chinese is like a 5,000 year civilization. It's an old civilization. Maybe it's the other language. But by the fact that everybody knows that the name of the first man on earth was Adam, and that Adam comes from the word Adama, which is soil. So we know that the first language was Hebrew. The second that came in as a rebellion for against Hebrew was Aramaic. That means it's the same Hebrew letters with different words. But the original one was Hebrew, and this is a language. I speak about like 5 languages, and I tell you the Hebrew is the very very the most hermetic language ever given to man. The smartest, the most intelligent, and all that is written in our books is original, is pure, untouched, unaltered. So this is why these people fear the Torah, because if I attack them now on the Torah front, because I opened a new front now with the Torah by going deep into the Torah, and these people there, they cannot fight this. They don't have the means for that. They're very scared of this, because this is a pure truth, like pure 9999. And at that point, it's very important to understand the Torah, because it's going to expose not the what or the where, but the why. And I see that again, a lot of flat earthers cannot explain why. What's the point of lying? Not only just lying, just spending trillions of dollars. Imagine to make space shuttles that cost like billions, to send them a few miles in the sky, and then have them go down to the Bermuda Triangle, and it's crazy. So there are reasons for this. They're not crazy. Those people know what they do, because making you believe that the Earth is open to space is essential for them. Um, what I personally believe is that they are staging a big event, maybe soon, maybe I don't know, maybe it was supposed to already happen, but they are like getting late on this. But I believe that with all this alien bullshit that you have on Hollywood, all those movies that the aliens coming and the invasion and everything, and all these UFOs that you see in the skies that are real, but the problem is that they are not from from space. They're made here on Earth. They are from Earth. The Nazis were working on them for like a few years, and then the NASA took those Nazis and that were working on the UFO program, not on the rockets program, because they're going to tell you, oh, Werner von Braun was a rocket specialist. No, he worked on the UFO program.
Mm,
You understand? He worked on
yeah.
the UFO program. So that program is so important, so huge that it will never be abandoned. To have like a UFO that can just like fly like this or go into the sea, that gives you the supremacy of the air and the control of the earth. So maybe they're going to stage some kind of encounter of the third type or something, right on TV or something, and let you don't even know what can come out of this. Maybe they're gonna have like people coming out and say, "Oh no, we are Elohim, we are God." We wrote the Torah, we wrote the all the books. You don't know what they have in mind, but this is something like this, and I believe that they need people to believe that the Earth is a globe and it's open to the Earth, because if not, their big stage event won't work, and they've been working on it like for like 80 years. You understand? So I believe it's a probability that they're trying to stage something, and that for that event they need people to believe that the Earth is open to space and there is no, lid onto the Earth. There's no dome onto the Earth. Very important for them, so people can believe into this.
I 100% truth. I agree with you 100%. Guys, we have here Samuel. I want to share with everybody his channel, and I'm gonna place a link to on the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and uh, place the link right now. Samuel's channel, and it's still is relatively small. So this is uh, flat
Oh,
Earth reconnaissance. Okay,
yes,
that's Samuel right here,
yes,
and he's been doing videos in different languages, in Hebrew, and I think you have in French, in Spanish, right?
yes, yes. I'm trying to to translate them quickly, but it's getting harder now.
I
I just
understand. Yeah.
I just put a video on. I don't know if you see it on that Tartaria theory. It drove me crazy, and I just brought some information on who likes that Tartaria theory. They're gonna like it, because it helped me actually understand some very important points in the Torah. So I just put it online like in a few minutes ago. So I don't know
Uh,
if it's
it's not
showing.
here yet for some reason, but I'll check it out. It's just your latest video says 2 weeks ago, but
Oh, it
I
is.
don't know
I hear
why.
the yeah. It's open now. I can see it. You go to videos and you're gonna see it. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Home. Oh, this one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there
Tartaria
I am.
Tartaria Reloaded.
Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, just a couple minutes. It says here a
Yeah,
minute ago.
yeah, yeah. That's
So,
it.
guys, this
I
this is Samuel's channel, Flat Earth Reconnaissance. And if you want to hear in other languages, it's got videos in Hebrew, in Spanish, I guess, French, and great stuff. I came across his channel. I think it was last year. I really enjoyed it, and he does spend a lot of time researching. He dedicates a lot of time in this, the original language, extracting truth from there and try to spread to the world. So if you want to subscribe, I have just placed the link, and I hope you get some new subscribers today, brother.
yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, we are gonna have a small break, Samuel. We're gonna have like a 5 minutes break, okay? I normally play a song, and while
Okay.
we have water or something. So, guys, we're gonna play a song here. This is really nice by Eric Dubay, and we should be back in about 5 minutes. All right, guys. I have some people asking for a link of for the music. Will actually I have ready in my channel. I'm going to not tonight because I want people to watch the live stream, but this week I'll be releasing it the video on my channel. Okay, so it's good. I have already uploaded. I'm just gonna make it public. And I want to ask you guys to support Flat Earth Banjo channel. Get a map. I'm working on a video on Antarctica on the 24-hour sun. Guys, you're gonna enjoy this video. It's gonna be ready this week, okay? And I don't want to give you guys a lot of information right now. I'm aware of the dead pastor, that fake pastor, Will Duffy, and his the final experience, something like that. I've been following up all his lies, and I got a very important video coming up this week. It's taken me a couple days to translate everything, but the Brazilian military they have had a base in Antarctica for over 30 years, and I got a lot of. I looked for videos before 2014, 15, before the flat Earth, and I found a lot of videos of them and a lot of good information about the sun's rising, the course of the sun when they look north, the way the sun goes, and when the sun sets, where the sun sets. Really important, guys. So that's going to be a very interesting video for you. I'm putting up this video together this week, and so I hope I'll have it by Friday, Thursday. Okay, upload to my channel. So visit Flat Earth Banjo store. Support the channel. Get a this is a license map with major Antarctic bases. I have this red here means the area that's unclaimed. No people, no country claim that region. And you have an area here called Punto Nemo. That's where rockets land. You know, like they throw rockets, they discard rockets there. You have the Bermuda Triangle, and you have this place deep in the South Pacific called Punto Nemo, and that's run by NASA. So it's got the NASA symbol and American flag. And so this is one of the maps. Um, Visit the store. Got plenty of maps there, T-shirts. What else? We got mugs and all sorts of maps. So visit the store. We are back now with Samuel, brother. I'm so glad you're here today. And we are heading. My show is not too long because I like to people to enjoy. So I make it 75, 80 minutes. So we've been on for about 1 hour. So we got another, let's say, 20 minutes. Okay. So share anything you want to share.
Well,
Go ahead.
uh, look, what I can share with you is this: is that the experience I'm having with all you guys is amazing because actually, be, you know, thanks to you, I've been able to understand things in the Torah that I could never understand before. So, what's amazing to see is that I see people that have no knowledge of the Torah, that don't speak Hebrew, they don't know Hebrew, they're not Jewish, they're not, whatever. And actually, uh, just by fighting for the truth, just by willing to understand things, they can get to the same conclusions that I get, by searching, the original text. That means that somehow the truth is like universal. You can get to the truth through many, many ways, either by learning the Torah or investigating the way you do. But what's amazing is that I've been able to understand things from the most hermetic language ever written, for men, uh, from people that don't don't even speak Hebrew. This is crazy. So it's amazing to see that somehow there's like a reset a little bit in the world. You're gonna have now the people for the truth and the people against the truth. Doesn't matter who you are, Jews, not Jews, Christians, Buddhists, whatever, Arabs, whatever, black people, Chinese, Japanese. You're gonna have like two groups of people. People that are for the truth and people, against the truth. Doesn't matter what truth, even on 9/11 or whatever. But just the will to fight for the truth, it's somehow something holy, something that's from God. Because it's so easy not to care. You know, you don't have to care about all this if you think about it. Just like have fun, make some barbecue, some go to some ball games and forget about it all. But to fight for the truth means to invest yourself, to spend money, time, energy, and everything you get for it. And this somehow uh, makes us noble. You understand? That means that it's noble to fight for the truth, noble to want to understand things, to want to grow. So I've I've seen that among you guys, and I never thought that I could see this among so many different people from so many different uh, races and religions, and it's a very very beautiful experience. That's at my level. That's the experience I'm having. It's amazing. It's amazing.
All right, that's great. All right, guys. Another thing is about to say, like, I've seen people very humble, like in Brazil. People very humble, man. People who have little like schooling, haven't spent much time in school or anything, and they have a deep knowledge of things, about the sky, how the sky works. And just here in Japan, there is a lady. She owns a restaurant. She's about 60 years old. She works every day. It's like 7 days a week. She works a lot. She's an old woman, but she loves her place, her restaurant. And one day, she heard some of her customers talking about flat Earth, and she said the Earth is flat. People were asking her, "Are you watching YouTube or something? Well, how did you come with this?" And she just said, "Don't you see the Earth is flat?" You know, She answered just like, "Don't you see? Can you figure this out? Can't you figure this out that it is flat?" And she said, "I have no time to watch YouTube or anything, but I can tell the Earth is flat." And I mean, it's amazing, man, how God reveals those truths, for some people, and hides from PhDs and from doctors and stuff like that. It's interesting.
Of course, because at the end, you know what? The biggest secrets, I believe like this. The biggest secrets, of the earth finally are simple things to understand. The way to get to them, the way to understand them is complex, is complicated. But at the end, those are very simple things to understand. It is said in Judaism that one of the biggest secrets of the Torah is the secret of the red heifer. Is like nobody understands this. And I heard that at the time of the Messiah, at the end of times, let's say, little children will be able to understand this. You understand? Just to show you to what point did we fall, until what point did we fall into darkness, into stupidity, into you know and that's I believe it's we're living something special. We our generation is living something special. So that's great to share. That's great to be here. It's much more important than the shape of the earth or whatever else. But
I
again, one thing that I wanted to share with you that I didn't underline in my videos is that you see the word for earth, in Hebrew is eretz, and I believe in English they took it from Hebrew. Earth, eretz,
heard
earth is
that. Yeah,
the same word. But the thing is that when you analyze the Hebrew, it's like I put in the video, it's composed of two words, eretz. It's or ratz. That means a running light. And this made me understand something that I didn't, put in my video, is that it's possible, I don't know, that actually what we call the Earth or the space we live in, if it's in the dome or, no problem. But it's possible that it is only the part of a huge territory, but only the part that receives the light. It's like if I was with a flashlight, you know, onto the Earth. So the Earth is just the part that is lit. And even if that territory is like like billions of miles around, well, the Earth actually, it's the place that can be seen because of a running light above it. You understand? So it's
Mhm.
possible that, again, like I told, I said in my videos, it's possible that the Earth, or let's say the platform we live on, is much, 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 much bigger than what we think. But that we don't even have to know about this for now, because we don't, it's not important at that point. But actually, we're gonna have a lot to to understand at the end of times. I believe that when the truth is gonna be established, and then we're gonna have a lot of work to to discover the world we live in, to the rediscover the nature, the animals, and all this that we've lost. So far, we've lost a lot. We've lost
All right.
a lot of knowledge in
Yeah.
thousands of years. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Here in Japan, we have uh, the Japanese cosmology, Mount Meru, the magnetic mountain, which I'm facing south right now. North is right behind me. I can see the polar star at night, Polaris. I'm facing south. I'm at 135 east longitude. So Australia is this way, like some 4,000 miles. How about do you find anything in the Hebrew cosmology or studying the Torah about this Mount Meru, this magnetic mountain in the center of the earth? What do you find about the North Pole?
Well, I tell you something. Since what I'm using is only the ancient text, there is a reference, but I'm not sure because I didn't go to all the way to the in depth into that subject. But actually, there is in the Torah a reference of Baal Tzafon, which is actually the master of the north, which is it was an Egyptian god we know in the Torah, but Baal Tzafon is like the ruler of the north. So it might refer to Polaris, or might refer to, but there is also a very important phrase in the Torah, and this I believe you're gonna have to check it out. It is written in the Torah that the waters go up from the north. So imagine that the waters rise from the north. So when we analyze this, waters, if they rise, that means it's like you have a sink and you have like it's clogged and the water is coming up. So if the water is rising out of a certain point, that means that point is low. So it's possible. I don't know. I don't know because I'm not that good in that. All these things, but it's possible that the north actually is lower. If it is written that the water can rise from the north, waters don't rise. Waters go down. Waters always go down. That's the nature of waters. They don't go up. If they go up, it's only like when they become gas, but it's not written waters in Hebrew. Waters is water. It's like liquid. So if the liquid comes up from the north, it's possible that the north at one point might be the lowest points on Earth. But I don't know. I don't know. We have to check it out. So there are things in the Torah we have to understand. All I can do is to point to you things that are written with great accuracy in the Torah. I can just uh, sweep up all the stupid translations that you have, and I can show you the Torah in the purest translation, and this can help a lot for all the work that you do, because I'm not a technician, I'm not like a scientist really. I'm more like an investigator in ancient text, but I'm sure that it can help. It can help a lot. If people have like specific questions about certain subjects, in the Torah, I could help them. I could help them because Jews here, people won't do this. Rabbis won't help you because they consider that the non-Jews shouldn't know about the Torah, and also because they don't. Most of them don't know. That's more. That's more close to the truth also. And they don't care because it's not their role. They don't care about knowing, about understanding the Torah. They care about just keeping it. So I'm not at that point. I don't agree with them. I'm one of those that want to understand the Torah and and use it, use it for our generation. If not, what do we need these books for? So
Yeah.
so those.
Any, are you planning or do you have enough flat earthers friends there that you can hold perhaps a meetup someday?
We are we are thinking very seriously of preparing uh, the biggest convention ever in Jerusalem. If we could stage that, I don't know because it takes some money, but we can find the money. I'm not a rich guy, but we can try to find the money. But if we can, check it out. If we can have an international flat Earth convention, but in Jerusalem, not in whatever in Africa. Jerusalem is a very very symbolic place. It's like the center of the face of the entire world. So imagine if we have like a flat Earth meeting convention from all kinds of people from all over the place, all over sorry, all over the world that come to Jerusalem to assist, to a flat Earth, expose. That will be like something like huge, 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 huge.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yes, it will. Israel is always under the binoculars of the entire world. Everything that happens in Israel, the entire world talks about it. There's like a billion Chinese people, nobody talks about them. But there's like 6 million Jews in Israel that everybody talks about them all the time. So if we do an event over there in Jerusalem about flat Earth, it's gonna be like huge. It's gonna be like huge. And we're thinking about this with friends of ours. They all agree we should do something. We should get together. I wish I could invite all the big figures of Flat Earth. There's David Weiss also is doing a great job. It's amazing what he's doing. And bring them here even for a private meeting. You know what? Not even for like a big official meeting, but just like for a private meeting. There's so much we have to talk about. I wish we could organize this at one point and even make like a video or something like it would be
Documentary, man.
it would be
Yes.
great. Yeah, it would be great. But a flat Earth convention in Jerusalem, this is something we should be working on. Definitely,
All right.
definitely.
So guys, this is amazing. Is one that I would love to go. The Brazilians are organizing a big one this year for November. They are organizing the biggest flat earth convention in Brazil ever. A lot of good speakers. All the speakers are really genuine flat earthers who love the truth. And I'm really excited about what's going on in Brazil about as far as flat earth. And the liars, they are attacking now. They're trying to attack flat earth now from all fronts. I mean, misinformation and attacks. But because we are carrying the flag of the truth, so we are moving forward. All right, so I want to shout out to John Bailey from New Zealand. He was here in the chat. Shout out, John, and looking forward visiting New Zealand again sometime. And shout out to Iron Horse from Australia. Okay, Iron Horse was here. We meet one day and one time. You're welcome to come back anytime you have time, brother. I know you're working there just like me. It's Monday morning in Australia. I think it's Monday afternoon there. It's Monday morning here for me. And all my friends in the US, Brazil, Israel. I have had people from Israel before, Europe, UK, everywhere. So shout out for you. Guys, we are approaching, our show is not too long. You guys know it's 75 minutes, 80 minutes. We're approaching the end of the show. We had a very nice guest from Jerusalem today, Samuel Abukaya. You please, his channel is in the chat. I placed that if you want to subscribe to his channel. So, brother, I do want you to go ahead and say your last words for the show today, and I will go ahead and say that you're welcome to come back whenever you feel like it. And
Pleasure.
what I normally do, since it's Monday morning you say your final words. I knock you off the show. I say
Okay.
my last words, and I will be talking to you by through email. And I want to give you. I don't know. Do you guys use WhatsApp in Israel?
Of course, all the time.
Yeah. So I'll give you my WhatsApp. We can communicate.
Yeah, no
So
problem.
please have the words. Say a lot of people will enjoy your presence here today. So please, you have the mic.
So just to let you know, to all you guys that are fighting for the truth here in Israel and the Torah, we know something about the truth. The truth can impose itself in three stages. The first stage, they're gonna make fun of you. The second stage, they're gonna fight you to the death. And the third stage, they're gonna accept it. That's the three stages of how the truth is imposes itself. First, you're going to expose the truth. They're going to laugh at you. The second step, they're going to fight you to the end, and then they're going to accept you. That's the three steps where the truth is done to impose itself. Always, always. Lies don't last. Truth lasts.
All right. Great words, Samuel. It was a pleasure having you here, and I really enjoyed. Thank you so much. Look forward to having you here back. I'm gonna have a I'm gonna be having a show about Antarctica next weekend, and then I'll take a break. Normally take 2 3 weeks break, and then I come back. So it was a pleasure, brother. I
Me too.
do
Me too.
appreciate you being here. All right. So, guys, Samuel, subscribe to his channel. Brother, I'm going to go ahead and knock you off the show. And thank you so very much. I'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you
Thank you.
later, okay?
Oh, no problem. Take it easy.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.